today on 15 on 15.
The Ministry of Education passes a new entry requirement for high school. Plus, a Cincinnati zoo kills a gorilla to save a 4-year-old boy. Social media weighs in. And Aruba's local food bank teams up with Feria Social.
Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV with Daniela Piazzi. First of all, I would like to wish you all a great start to the week. Now let's get started with our latest local news topics. Over the weekend, the Minister of Education, Michelle Hoiber-Winkler, signed an agreement to give a second chance to all the students who did not pass the colegio exam admissions.
On Friday, the 27th of April, the Minister of Education, Michelle Hoiber-Winkler, approved the admissions requirements for the grade schoolers to enter HAVO or VVO level Colegio Urbano and Colegio San Nicolas. After a lengthy discussion between the Ministry of Education and the local school board, an agreement has been reached to diversify the entry requirements. Therefore, instead of a one standard exam, different aspects of a student's intellectual skills will be tested. The new admissions requirements will include the school's opinion and advice, the combination grades from the 5th and 6th year, and finally, the colegio admissions test. Those three factors will be weighed in from now on to decide at what secondary school a student will be placed. Although these rules have immediately taken effect, those who already have been accepted to Colegio Urbano or Colegio San Nicolas do not have to retake any exams. But for those who did not pass the admissions process, they now have the opportunity to try again.
In other news, after 2 weeks of back and forth discussion between the Ministry of Tourism and the Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association regarding the new all-inclusive regulations, with no leeway from either party, AHATA has asked the ministry for more time to discuss and think about this matter.
2 weeks ago, the Ministry of Tourism announced that they are hoping for a change within the Aruban hotel industry, specifically when it comes to all-inclusives. Since Aruba depends mainly on economic growth from its tourism market, strategies must be carefully analyzed when focusing on the island's future. The country's profit is measured by the amount of money spent on the island by each visitor, or as it is commonly referred to as tourism receipts. With this law, the Minister of Tourism hopes to set a maximum of all-inclusive available packages to be at 40% of the total tourism market. This rate is currently at 32%. However, the Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association, in representation of 90 members, has voiced their opposition to this issue over the past couple of weeks, stating that Aruba's success has been built upon the ability of hotels to quickly respond to ever-changing market conditions. Given that more and more of our visitors are asking for some form of all-inclusive package, and have given that worldwide more and more hotel chains are responding to this demand by adding high-end, upscale 5-star all-inclusive properties. The Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association, or AHATA, states that their main concern is that as the marketplace evolves, visitors will choose alternative destinations if Aruba cannot offer all-inclusive packages. Strong propaganda has been pushed by both the Ministry of Tourism and AHATA, voicing their opinion, both standing firmly by their decision, and no one seems to want to budge. Therefore, the Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association has asked for a cooling-off period where all parties can get the chance to think about their topics further, gather data and professional opinions before the new legislation is discussed by Parliament.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break.
After the break, a young boy falls into an enclosure at a U.S. zoo.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. Now, this is a story that has been getting a lot of attention on social media after a 3-year-old boy slipped into a giant gorilla pit in Cincinnati. Zookeepers decided to take lethal force against the animal, and now that choice is stringing outrage amongst the community and communities around the globe. Our partners at NBC Today's show have more on this story.
Cell phone video capturing the horrifying moment. A 3-year-old boy coming face to face with a 400-pound gorilla after falling into the enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo Saturday. You hear his mother's desperate calls. Visitors watch the gorilla pick the boy up and drag him through the water.
So you heard the splash, and people were yelling, you know, there's a boy in the water, there's a boy in the water.
Witness Kim O'Connor says the boy had been talking about wanting to go in the water. She says his mother was watching several other children when the boy slipped through the railing and past wires to enter the enclosure. 10 agonizing minutes go by before zookeepers make the difficult decision to shoot the endangered western lowland gorilla with a long rifle.
It's a great big animal. It seemed very much by our professional team, our dangerous animal response team, to be a life-threatening situation. And so the choice was made to put down or shoot Harambe, and so he's gone.
They say a tranquilizer would have taken too long. On social media, people blame the child's mother, one writing, "While I'm very sorry a child was hurt, I'm angry that parental negligence caused the death of this magnificent animal." In Cincinnati, the gorilla exhibit is temporarily closed while a memorial grows for the gorilla named Harambe, who had just celebrated his 17th birthday.
On another note, on June 4th and 5th, students of the Kozlov Dance Academy will present their annual student showcase at Casa de Cultura. This year's ballet will be Swan Lake, and over the past 6 months, these young dancers have been working tirelessly to present a flawless show. We got the opportunity to meet with the choreographers, Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov, to learn a little bit more about the big performance. Check it out.
Leonid and Adriana Kozlov are international ballet stars who have danced with the world's most famous Bolshoi Ballet in Moscow, New York City Ballet, and all around the world. The Kozlovs have been training their Aruban students in the Russian classical ballet tradition. With more than 20 years of experience teaching in America and internationally, they have chosen to share their knowledge and passion with the children in Aruba.
I've been born in Russia. I had a Russian ballet school. Then I've been principal dancer in Bolshoi Theater in Russia. Then I moved to the United States. I've been principal dancer in New York City Ballet. Then I've been for 2 years principal dancer in Australian Ballet. And I travel around the world and choreograph. And like I did the first color TV in Buenos Aires, 1 hour and a half show, first day of color TV. And choreographed for Santiago, Chile theater, for Australian Ballet, and now choreographing for these kids.
Kozlov Dance Academy offers their students the opportunity to perform in professionally staged full-length productions with costumes and full scenery handmade for the academy in Moscow, Russia. At the end of every season, students perform in a student showcase, highlighting what the students have learned throughout the year of training.
But the training we do, usually girls who interesting, they come 4 or 5 times a week. And I train them like a professional like I train principal dancers around the world. So they're getting from a first hands the best of the best. And of course, look, no matter what you're going to do, most important if the student's willing to take it. And how much they, love it too. And so far, I've been very happy to work with this group.
The annual Student Showcase this year will feature advanced students in Act 2 of Swan Lake with scenery and costumes from Russia's treasured Bolshoi Theater workshop. Academy students will also perform various classical ballet dances.
Saturday and Sunday, we have 2 performances, which is going to include Act 2 Swan Lake, which is a little piece you saw. And we have sets made in Russia, in Moscow, full sets, complete. And they do the steps what all around the world big company do. And very beautiful kids. And then we have a divertisement. A lot of kids who train seriously, they're going to do solos. Some of them are going to do 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls together. Little kids going to dance, absolutely. 4 years old, you're going to see, and 17.
We'll be back with more English news after a word from one of our sponsors.
After the break, find out more on the latest projects by Aruba's local food bank.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. This year, the Feria Social community event is added again to help improve social service foundations on the island. This government-funded event has given various non-profit organizations on the island a substantial donation to make a difference within the community. For Aruba's food bank, Fundación Penos Comunidad, their project for Feria Social this year includes building a unique boutique and market, which will make donating to the less fortunate on the island more like a luxury shopping experience.
Feria Social is a youth participation and leadership program funded by the Aruban government. The youngsters on the island get the opportunity to give back to the community in a big way. Various nonprofit organizations on the island will be receiving a fund from the program to improve certain aspects of their foundation. This year, Aruba's only food bank, Fundación Penos Comunidad, will be conducting a very unique project which will change the way the community sees clothing donations.
We'll be actually renovating our store, our secondhand store, which is fantastic because right now we have a little store which actually doesn't, fit all our purposes. But with the new project of Feria Social, we're looking forward to break down some walls, get started, and have a brand new store basically for all our clients.
As the foundation helps families with limited resources, the idea is to make the food and clothing drive a unique shopping experience as opposed to collecting hand-me-down items. In the United States, shopping for second-hand items or thrift shopping has become a trend and even a hobby of many youngsters in the community.
At Fundación Penos Comunidad, basically we have most of the families are very needed, so they have absolutely nothing. So we're helping them out with food packages monthly. We're helping them out with bread, rice during the week. So that is basically our clientele.
Like most nonprofit organizations on the island, Fundación Penos Comunidad depends on the support from local volunteers, and for this specific project, they need enthusiastic, artistic, and fashion-minded youngsters to give back in a unique way.
Besides the fund, we need a lot of enthusiastic people, so we need a lot of volunteers. We're meeting up actually this Thursday with a lot of volunteers already, but we never have enough hands, so please join Thursday at Emma Straat 16, 7:30. We're going to be here, so I'm inviting everybody because really we're excited and we're enthusiastic, so hopefully everybody else is going to be there.
To give back and take part of this unique project, you can call 588-0002 or you can simply visit Fundación Penos Comunidad on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. These were your local news updates and trending Aruba topics. Be sure to like your 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of your latest news updates. Also, don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV. See ya then.